Hey bookish friends, I have a huge book haul for you guys today. I've bought some books, but then I got to meet my friend Shatona Havoc, and she brought me books and bought me books, and we went to some little free libraries. So there's a lot of books. This might take a while, so I'll just get started. First of all, I forgot this one in my previous haul. Read Around the World Global Reading Challenge. It's a travel book journal. I actually won this from a reading group that I'm in, and it just has all the countries of the world, and you try to read, I think you're supposed to read a book that is either set there or by an author from there, and yeah, I might incorporate this into some sort of challenge for myself next year. And then I bought for myself The Immortal Abyss by Catherine Briggs. This is the second book in the Threshold duology. First book is The Eternity Gate. I got Truth Cursed by Angie Dickinson. This is, right, she's cursed to always tell the truth. And the first book in the Eternities duology, The Time Door by Shannon McDermott. I don't know much about it. I know Chantel read it and really liked it. Set on Mars. It's space. It's set on Mars. It's Enclave. That's all I need to know. And then the books that Shatona brought me. She brought me a big stack of Chuck Black books for my boys. 4 books in the Kingdom series and 6 books in the Knights of Eritrea. And then, because she's from the Mojave Desert, she brought us a book about the Mojave Desert. Looking forward to doing this one with my kids. And Images of America, Manzanar. Lots of photos. Sorry, there's a lot of books, and we have a birthday party to go to, so I'm speeding things along. And then we had a challenge. We went to a bookstore. We each had $20, and we had to pick out a book for each other to read. And she chose Paint the Wind by Pam Munoz Ryan. I've read a couple of her books. A puzzling photograph, a box filled with faded toy horses, and a single fractured memory are all that Maya has left of her mother. In grandmother's house in California, she lives like a captive, tethered by grandmother's rules. No talk of her mother, no friends, no foolishness of any kind, until a shocking event changes everything. And then, because she couldn't help herself, and this wasn't $20, she, and her daughter Shalise was with us, found a copy of Gone Away Lake by Elizabeth Enright. I actually had a friend who just read this for the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, who's in my book club, and she really liked it. So I'm glad to have a copy to read. Summer has a magic all its own. When Portia sets out for a visit with her cousin Julian, she expects fun and adventure, but of the usual kind, exploring in the woods near Julian's house, collecting stones and bugs, playing games throughout the long, lazy days. But this summer is different. And she also chose The 11th Hour by Michael Phillips. This is the first book in the Secret of the Rose series. Prussia, 1937. Baron von Dortmund cares for his family with the same passion and devotion with which he tends the roses in his beloved spring garden. His daughter, the beautiful Sabina, drinks in the nourishment of his fascinating stories in the garden, his wonderful life lessons about God and creation, and the secrets of growing things. Ooh. I'm seeing. Oh, it's more than just over 500 pages. It counts as a tome. I need a tome. And I picked out some books for myself over at the bookstore. I got this fold-out ID chart for dragonflies and damselflies. We keep seeing them. A few of them around our house, and then when we're going on hikes. So I thought this could be a simple, easy thing to put in my bag, and maybe we can ID some. And yeah. My friend recommended the Faraway Tree series by Enid Blyton. I found The Magic Faraway Tree for this book too. I did see book 1 there, and we're going to be driving right by, so I might stop by and pick up The Enchanted Wood. So I have the first book. And on the clearance rack, I found a copy of Amazon Adventures by Horace Banner. This is by Christian Focus. Anyway, I'm always looking for Christian books, especially for my 8-year-old. I got him, I think, Rocky Mountain Adventures. So this is Amazon Adventures. On the 50-cent rack, I found The Quest for the Silver Castle. This is book 1. I'm like, 50 cents? I'll try it. My pastor's wife recommended this book, Books Children Love, A Guide to the Best Children's Literature. I was asking on my church text group for book recommendations for my boys, specifically just because my girls are younger, and she recommended this as a good resource. I found it at the bookstore. And then also on the 50-cent rack, I found this little book about blue whales. I know there's a week coming up in our homeschool when I'm going to be teaching about blue whales, so I thought just another little resource to have would be good, and I'm a sucker for good illustrations. And then I also bought the narwhals one because 50 cents, and books about narwhals are not that common. Another look at illustrations. I think they had like the whole series that was on the back, but these were the only 2. And last, this was Camel Caravan by Arthur Catherall. We went to the camel farm yesterday. I can insert a picture of me with the camel. And so we're covering camels our first week in first grade science in homeschool. And so my kids are a little fixated on camels at the moment, and I thought this could be another fun book. This is more of a read aloud, or if one of my boys wants to read it. It also has a few just black and white illustrations. But it is surprisingly difficult to find books with camels that are not Christmas books or nonfiction books. And as we went to some little free libraries, but on our way back to my house. But along the way, we noticed a library that was having a library sale, so we stopped in. And this is not a book, but it's a fun summer thing. I found this cute puzzle that has all these pretty bird pictures, but they're all labeled. So I got that for 50 cents. And I picked up these books. These were $1. The Incredible Journey, A Tale of Three Animals. I remember watching the movie as a kid. And I don't know if this has illustrations. Oh, it does. But now I can't find them. There we go. I remember watching the movie as a kid, liking it. I thought maybe one of my kids would be interested. And then I found Up and Away, Reading for Meaning. I don't know if this is number 12 or what, but just classic vintage illustrations, large text, simple words. I think this will be good for my 6-year-old in like a year or 2 when she is reading more. And finally, we did go to some little free libraries. I'm missing a couple books because I already gave them to my kids, but we spotted I Heard, Said the Bird. We thought originally that this would be a book that would maybe talk about gossip, but no, they're trying to figure out, there's a new little one on the farm. And so the bird, which is a very accurate looking sparrow, is going around asking if the new one is, it's a pig, it's not a piglet, and it goes through all the animals until they discover who the new one is. And along the lines of kids books, I got the first book of the Boxcar Children books, and I thought this would be a series that my 8-year-old could try. Yes, he's reaching for it. And I found book 2 in C.S. Lewis's Space Trilogy. I know Chantel just read it, so maybe I'll read book 2. My friends that I have talked to have said that book 2 is their favorite, and then I've never read a Mary Higgins Clark book, and this one was A Stranger is Watching. I thought I would give it a try because it's not actually that long. Oh, somebody's bookmark is in here. It's like 250-ish pages, and mystery. I like mysteries, and like I said, I've never tried her. Shatona said that she tends to be a pretty clean author, so yeah. This is my haul. It is quite large. I don't think I'm even going to be able to hold up all of the books, but let me see. Enjoy the ambiance of turning pages. Maybe I should put those on top. Alright, I'll hold up. This is not all of it. They're not all for me, though, so that's something. But until next time, happy reading. Okay, actually, that wasn't all the books I had. I forgot. My mom bought this book for me. It's Jamie Jo Wright's first love-inspired suspense book. I actually hope to get to this really soon. And I stopped by the same bookstore and got The Enchanted Wood because this is book 1 before The Magic Faraway Tree. And my friend told me to read them in order. And I had a thrift books order waiting for me, and I had got Wolf Soldier, which is the first book in the Light Raider Academy series, because I've been enjoying the Section 13 series by the same author. Now that's all the books.